Anybody having a birthday today? Nobody has a birthday today? Okay, then everybody's got to turn off their cell phone, because if you're having a birthday, then somebody might want to call you and wish you happy birthday, right? So turn off your cell phones, because that's the other thing. The other night I was talking, and we had a guy in the front row just texting the whole time. And I'm like, really? Seriously? I'm like,
notes, Pete? Dr. Pete, what if we're taking notes on her?
oh, on your phone? I don't mind that. I just, you know what I mean? Like if you're, I do that at church actually. I take my notes on phone. So anyway.
Yeah, we believe that.
I don't even have my phone in my pocket because I didn't want to even get distracted when I went through this. But I seriously, I don't want to take a ton of time covering this because bottom line is the reason you guys are all here is that you're looking for some answers, right? Everybody here wants to gain some level of improvement in their health, whatever it may be. And this is a great way to start your year off toward reaching some of your health goals that you may have for yourself. So everybody's different, I understand that, and that's why a purification process is really good for anybody at a certain point in their life. So let's go through this. So this is somebody that actually went through this process. This is not a patient of mine, but this is from the company that puts this on. Today is September 13th, 2006. I started my 21-day detox program on July 24th, 2006. So 21 days. Told me it would change my life. You were right. And I know this is just the beginning of enjoying optimum health. The changes I've experienced already are clear thinking, physical improvements. I lost 14 pounds, most of which was body fat. Also, before the detox, I experienced swelling in my feet, ankles, and hands. After the detox, I have little to no swelling, even at the end of the day. I have been able to get off 3 prescription drugs. No longer take Nexium, Ativan for anxiety, or Premarin. I have not been to a fast food restaurant in 8 weeks. My cravings are down 95%. Unbelievable. Okay? And that is very typical of this. I'm 14 days into this right now. I have lost the belly fat that I've been trying to lose for years. And I exercise like a maniac. I mean, if you watch me run, I run like crazy. I lift weights. I've done all this stuff. I've never been able to lose this fat around my belly button. It's melted away in the last week. It's unbelievable. Okay? And the best part about this is not that difficult to do. Okay? All right, here's another one. Reaching midlife, I knew things had to change as I was feeling tired and could not take weight off as easily. You started me off with a cleanse in August of '02. After 3 weeks, I lost 13 pounds. Yes, the results were quick. And the best part is the way I feel. I have so much energy. It's not just a diet, it's a new way of life. And that's the other great thing about this is something that transitions you into good eating habits for the rest of your life. Now, I already ate pretty clean before I started mine, and I know that I found some weak links in what I thought was pretty good. So I've learned a few things myself during the process. I also, look at the date on this. This is 2002. There's a lot of fad cleanses out there. You'll see cleanses and detoxes. They're not around anymore, a lot of them. They don't sell anymore because they're really tough to do or they don't really produce good results. This has been around for a long time, and it continuously produces great results. So let's look at the problem. You know, what is toxicity? How do we become toxic? And how can we detoxify? These are the major questions I'm going to answer. And how can we manage our weight and cholesterol problem? How many people have had blood work done, you know, within the last 3 months? Raise your hand if you had any blood work done. That's good, because after you do this and go through this program, I want you to have it rechecked right after you're done because you're going to be amazed at the results that you get. Okay? We live in a toxic environment. Air pollution is at an all-time high. World Health Organization estimates 4.6 million people die each year from causes directly attributed to air pollution. Really? That's a lot of people. Environmental toxins. In '06, the EPA estimated in 1 year 248,865,230 pounds of chemicals were either dumped into public sewage or released into the ground surface waters or air. So, has it gone up or gone down? What do you think? Yeah, I mean, it continues to happen because we really are on a downward roller coaster with the way our cultures are designed and the way our cities are set up and the way our factories are set up. So it's definitely a major issue, and it's not really changing quickly. Hey, Leslie, could you get that TV for me? Thanks. So let's go to the next one. So what do we eat? You know, as Americans, in the U.S. allows over 14,000 chemical additives to our food supply and water. So So 14,000 is allowed. That's a lot. Okay? The average American consumes more than 15 pounds of food additives in a year, 60 pounds of sugar, and 60 pounds of high fructose corn syrup annually. High fructose corn syrup is terrible inside our body. It actually eats you up from the inside. Your body has really not a great idea how to even deal with it. So it's not a good, it's really toxic to you on the inside. Tears you right up. So 100, this is a low estimate actually. It's more like 150 pounds of total sugar. They're quoting about 120 here, but really 150 is what I've read in most literature. Okay, so what does it look like? Here's where they are. A lot of these foods you may look at and say, wow, that's not bad. Pizza, that's good. I like pizza. Pizza tastes great, right? It's nourishing. But the reality is there's a lot of garbage in here that's damaging to your body. How about bagels? Bagels are good, right?
High in fat.
Right? High in sugar,
That too.
right? It's a carbohydrate. And grains. Grains themselves become a major issue to your digestive tract. And they create a syndrome called leaky gut. And it's something that you really don't want to have happening. Most Americans have it already. MSG, which is a great flavor enhancer. High fructose corn syrup we already talked about. And trans fats. Any foods that you're buying out that are fried are terrible for you. So we all know that. But look at this. This is a pretty amazing thing. This is not an election, Leo. This is, that's what I thought of.
I'm getting ready too.
Right? Exactly. So here we go. We got the Democrats and the Republicans. No, this is, look, check this out. In 1988, we had a few states here sprinkled in red that more than 35% were considered overweight. And then as time marches on, what happens? We start to see what? 1992, a good majority of the country is overweight, and then we still have people between 30 and 35% of the population being overweight. All right, and then what happens in '96? Does it get better?
Of course.
It continues to spiral out of control, and you can see there's not even less than 30% doesn't even exist except for where? What state is that?
Delaware.
Delaware. Thank you. Good with the geography. Excellent.
It's a blue state.
Okay, and then what happened here? 1999.
Whoa.
Okay, so Vermont's hanging in there in the blue. We got Rhode Island over here, and Delaware's still hanging on. But what happens in 2000? Okay, so this is across our nation. It's even in the Hawaiian Islands, right? So we've got a really big problem on our hands. Toxicity continues to go up, and we're gaining weight. Why is it really happening? So here's what happens. These toxins enter our body in a number of different pathways. They come in through the lungs, right? We ingest things, different cleaners. We're cleaning our house, exhaust from different vehicles and so forth. Secondhand smoke or firsthand smoke, right? Very toxic to the body. And the digestive tract, the foods that we eat, medications that we take, soft drinks, or even over-the-counter medications. And then you've got skin penetration, perfumes, lotions, hairsprays, any soaps that you use. A lot of those have some really bad chemicals in them that you don't even realize. The stuff that we put on our kids' skin to prevent sunburns. What do we call that? Suntan lotion? A lot of chemicals in that stuff, okay? So there's a lot of natural alternatives out there, and you want to try to get more of those on your family and yourself rather than some of the toxic stuff, okay? So assembling the puzzle, what effect does all of this toxicity really have on us as far as our diet and so forth? Weight gain is a huge thing, so we know that's a big factor. Fatigue. How many Americans are tired after they eat lunch in the afternoon? They're just like, oh my gosh, I can't keep my eyes open. And what do?
Sleep.
What's that? Some people take a nap, but what other people do? They have to go to work.
Drink coffee.
They drink coffee, exactly. They look for a stimulant or something to wake them up. What are they selling a lot of now? What are those it comes in a little bottle, it's advertised now, what is it? 5 Energy, right? That's good for you, isn't it?
No.
No, it's loaded with caffeine, and what does caffeine do to us?
Pumps us up.
Pumps us up by stimulating what gland? Anybody know? The little gland sits on top of your kidney.
Adrenal.
Adrenal glands, and your adrenal glands produce what? A hormone called adrenaline, exactly, which does what to your heart rate?
Raises
It
up.
raises it up, and what does it do to your digestion? Right? Because adrenaline is meant for what? Fight or flight, thank you very much. So, fight or flight, what are you trying to do? You're either trying to run to save your life, or you're trying to fight to save your life. Okay? You're not trying to fight off an infection. You're not trying to fight off, you know, or digest your food, or to relax and fall asleep. So all of those things get suppressed when you're in fight or flight. So we constantly do that day after day after day after day, year after year. What happens? The adrenal glands get what? They get exhausted. And when you have adrenal fatigue, now you're into a major problem, because now your whole hormonal balance shifts. Does that make sense? Okay. So we have fatigue, headaches, allergies. I can't tell you how many people have been complaining of allergies this week, coming in here with the weather change, and they're attributing it to the weather. But if you're healthy, what should happen? When the weather changes, should your allergies come on, or should you not even have allergies? You shouldn't have them in the first place, right? I didn't notice any problems with the weather change. Joint pain, muscle pain, hormonal function, we talked a bit about that. We have more hormonal problems today than ever in our culture than we've ever seen. Not to mention infertility problems, you know, it goes on and on. Anxiety and stress, I just consulted with a guy today about that, how it just all of a sudden appeared out of nowhere. Do symptoms really, is that how it just happens out of nowhere? Or does it happen silently and then all of a sudden the symptom manifests, right? It's like a pair of scales, right? You're weighing the scale, and all of a sudden you get enough of something. What happens to the scale? It tips, and now your symptoms are all the time, all the time, all the time. Okay? And you don't even realize what happened, because it was such a subtle change, because your lifestyle had become something that you were so used to, right? Edema, which is swelling, skin rashes, and sleeping problems. So, I mean, I can't tell you how many people in this room probably have at least a couple of those things, if not all of them, right? Okay, so this is what your gut should look like on the inside. This is like this is where your food is running through here, right? And you know what these are? These are little tiny microvilli. Anybody know why we have so many of these things? Why do you think we have so many of them?
Is it there where the food digested goes?
Yeah, well, this is for absorption, right? Okay, and so think if you took all of those things and it was a string like this, and you pulled that string tight, what would happen? It would what? It'd be really long, wouldn't it? So all this is increasing what's called surface area. If it was just a smooth lining, the surface area would be very what? Small, compared to, you know, this really magnifies the surface area. So nutrients have to pass through all these different segments of this. And there's a cell membrane there, or a cell wall, that kind of takes a look at what's coming in, and it allows certain things in, and it, what? Doesn't allow certain things in. The good stuff is supposed to be allowed in, and the bad stuff stays in here. Does that make sense? And that's how we were created. Pretty cool, right? Great design. So if you're eating the foods that you should eat, it works beautifully. Okay, but what happens? We eat things that do what? That are very damaging to the cell membrane. And look what happens to it. It creates these little fissures in here, and these get beat up and chewed off, and people grow polyps and lesions in here. You ever hear of somebody having a polyp inside them? That's from years and years of having a damaged internal inside of your intestinal wall. So what happens now? All that crap, all the toxins start to become absorbed, and then where do they go?
Probably the liver.
They go to the liver. Where else do they go?
Lung,
Lung. Where else?
kidneys.
Kidneys. Where else?
Blood, brain.
Brain.
Really?
They go everywhere, because what's in here? It goes into what stream? The
Bloodstream.
bloodstream. So where's your blood go? Exactly. So these things are going to travel now to all different regions of your body. Is that a good idea? It's not a good idea. Okay, so a leaky gut is a bad situation. So the beautiful thing about a cleanse or detox is it gives your body a break and allows this to heal. So it's a period of time where this gets an opportunity to heal. Okay? So this is what happens. The body has three options when you have toxins coming in with food additives and chemicals. You can bury them in body fat. That's one of the ways. It's kind of an, you know, I don't know what to do with it, but let's surround it with fat and water, and it's at least neutralized. And that's what the body does. So a lot of people can't lose body fat because that body fat is actually keeping toxicity in your system, but it's trying to keep it away from you because it's damaging, right? So it's kind of an intelligent design right there. And it deposits them in tissues, and tissues like the what? The brain and the liver and the kidney, right? So that's where a lot of those end up. Or it can what? Try to remove them. So it actually has mechanisms for handling toxicity in the body to pull them out. That's good, right? Okay, so the long-term ingestion of low-level toxins may lead to what we label as disease. So that's what I was talking about before, right? All of a sudden I have all these symptoms, we go to where? Where do we go when we have all these symptoms? We go to who? Go to the doctor, and the doctor, what are they trained to do? They're trained to read symptoms, right? They're trained to test you and figure out what your symptoms are and come up with a diagnosis, right? And then if you have a diagnosis, what do you end up doing? There's a treatment. A treatment comes after the diagnosis, and the treatment is of the what? It's of the symptom, but not the problem or the cause, the reason why. And most conditions are lifestyle related, right? You know, 2 leading causes of death, they haven't changed. Heart disease and cancer are lifestyle diseases. Okay? So here we go, the lymphatic system. That's a very important, it filters our blood. The blood itself, this is where toxins go, in your skin, kidneys, liver, lungs, colon. So that's what we want to try to clean up. Okay, so this is a very important slide, and it's very simplified right here, but I'll kind of break it down for you. There's 2 phases of how a toxin is handled in the body. Phase 1, right here, this is the first phase, and cytochromes are what are active in this phase, and their job is to take fat-soluble things like hormones in your food and other toxins and try to turn them into water-soluble. Water-soluble is how it's going to get out of the body, so that's what their job is. And so they kind of package that up. They break it down and try to get it into a water-soluble form. And right here, it has a toxic byproduct. It's not ready to totally go out of there. Some of it leaves in the bile, through bile emulsification and out through your urine. But another portion of it gets kicked over here, and it has to go through phase 2. And here's where the problem is. Because we don't eat enough vegetables, we don't have enough nutrients to carry out phase 2. So this is like packaging up your garbage in phase 1 and leaving it in your living room. Okay, what happens when you do that? You ever seen those shows where people hoard stuff? Okay, and that's what happens, right? The stuff piles up inside of us. Not good. Right, so that's why it's so important, especially cruciferous vegetables. They're really important for this part. So what's cruciferous? Like broccoli, cauliflower, right? Cabbage. What's that other one?
Kale.
Brussels sprouts.
Brussels sprouts. Oh, my favorite. We just picked some Brussels sprouts, like right around January 2nd, I think.
Did you?
Somewhere around there. Anyway, delicious. I'm not going to go over this form, but I have it available. And before, if you haven't had any blood work done, I'm going to get you one of these forms before you do this, because it's a great way to look at where you're at toxicity-wise before, and then do another one afterwards, because you'll be amazed at what you realize. Not just what you feel, but things you forgot about or that really changed from this program. Okay, so here's the purpose is to support the function of the liver, stomach, bowels, blood, kidneys, as they filter toxins or xenobiotics. Okay, that word, if you look it up, it's going to tell you that it's something that's foreign in the body. That's pretty much what it comes down to. It's a chemical that's in your body that's not supposed to be there. So the procedure provides supplements and meal replacement to support detoxification processes. So the good part about the program is that you never stop eating. Okay, it's not a starvation program. It's not a fast. Okay, you're still eating through the whole process. 21-day program that will support the elimination of chemicals and environmental toxins. So, like I said, I'm day 14. I feel like I'm pretty much back to where I was my eating-wise. I'm pretty much eating the same foods now, but a little bit different, that's all. All right, so what can you have happen? Well, this is what I've seen. Improved circulation, for sure. I noticed that with my workouts. Sleep patterns, way better. Okay, way more restful sleep, less sleep required, and waking up with lots of energy without even using my alarm clock right now. Hormone function, definitely good. Enhanced overall health, increased energy, improved overall appearance, and youthful feeling. I definitely noticed the difference in my skin, probably on day 5. What can be achieved? Improved weight loss, fitting into the loose, into the skinny clothes again. I've definitely gained at least 1 notch on this belt since I've done this. Improved digestion and elimination, reduces allergies, headaches, and joint and muscle pain. So, these are all symptoms that have a what? A cause. And that's what you're really working at, is the metabolic cause to why people have these problems. So cholesterol management, here's a typical example. Cholesterol 263 in the beginning, afterwards 178. Triglycerides 181, 107. LDLs, which are the sticky type of cholesterol, 107. Okay, so much healthier profile, right? Anybody taking any cholesterol medication in the room? Anybody? Okay. It's very common that people are prescribed cholesterol medication, which is toxic to the body, right? But also interferes with hormone production. And it causes a host of other problems, especially the longer you're on it. So it's very important if you can figure out why your cholesterol is high, maybe a metabolic reason like this could really help you. Okay, here's another before and after. 344 down to 182.
Wow.
Okay, that's a pretty significant change. Triglycerides through the roof, 787, 108. Okay, I mean, be prepared. You will be blown away by these results. It's nothing short of like what you're supposed to be functioning like. This is normal. Okay, this shouldn't even be surprising. Everybody should have that. Okay, so what's the whole product and what's involved in the whole process? It's really these four components here. SP Complete. SP stands for the company name Standard Process. And Complete is really, I'll get into each one, but there's SP Cleanse, Gastrofiber, and Green Food. And they all are used in a different sequence, so I'll break them down for you. SP Complete, it's multiple nutrients in a highly bioavailable form, strong antioxidant protection. Antioxidants do what? They basically handle all the free radicals, which is what causes oxidative stress to the cells inside of our body. Oxidative stress is like rusting on the inside, right? You see it here of oxidation and rusting. Well, that's basically like what happens to us. So antioxidants are what fight that off, and it supports a healthy liver. Benefits, you can get one with whey protein, which is a great source of protein. I chose to use one that was dairy-free because I have an issue with some dairy stuff. A complete source of amino acids. Increases glutathione levels. Glutathione is an antioxidant that your body actually makes. Okay, so your body, if your biochemistry is correct inside, will make glutathione, which does what? It attacks the free radicals and neutralizes them. And it's high in tryptophan, which makes you sleepy, but it's also good for your state of mind. It's good for moods and balancing you out. So helps your sleep patterns. Ingredients, you can get the one with whey protein. I have one with rice protein that I use. Flax meal powder, brown rice powder, buckwheat juice powder, Brussels sprouts powder, kale powder, choline, carrot powder, alfalfa powder, barley grass powder, inositol. Okay, all of those ingredients are in this, and this is part of the program. You do it a couple of times a day in a shake. Promotes a healthy liver, SP Cleanse. This is for the first 7 days that you use this, along with your shakes. Promotes a healthy liver. It encourages GI elimination, so this is definitely going to make you go to the bathroom more. So your urinary rate's going to go up, and you're going to definitely go to the bathroom much more. Kidney function. It supports blood purification process, and the lymphatic system helps it work better. Okay, so what's in it? Juniper berry powder, natural diuretic, it works. Red clover flower, promotes cleansing of the blood. Apple pectin, excellent source of natural fiber. Burdock root powder promotes healthy kidney function. Barley grass powder, great source of chlorophyll. Supports Spanish black radish root, supports phase 2 detox, right? Remember that in the liver? And Oregon grapefruit powder, good source of antioxidants. And fenugreek seed powder helps with cholesterol metabolism, so your body can break it down. Okay, SP Green Food is initiated after you're done with the cleanse part of it. After the 7 days, then you start using the green food, and it's made up of 5 organically grown whole food concentrates. So buckwheat juice powder, barley grass juice powder, Brussels sprout powder, kale powder, alfalfa sprout powder. So all of these things are pretty green, aren't they? Okay, so that's why they call it green food. Okay, and gastrofiber, there's 2 ways to get fiber in this. One is the gastrofiber, and it's going to really help you go to the bathroom more, for one. but it's gonna help balance out the pH of your gut. Okay, and that's really important, so that you end up having real healthy bacteria in your intestines. Okay, that's really important. I've had a lot of patients that I've got using a probiotic, which helps your gut flora, but this is gonna help you establish it in an even better way because you're gonna be changing your eating habits during the process. Okay, so day 1 through 10, here's what you do. Fruits and vegetables only. That's it, you become a vegetarian for 10 days. Okay? I like meat, but for 10 days, I said, I can do anything for 10 days pretty much. All right, fruits and vegetables. Eat twice as many vegetables as fruit. Very, very important. And why don't we want to eat meat in the beginning? Any idea?
Protein.
It's not the fact that it's protein, it's what is meat lacking? It lacks a lot of fiber, doesn't it?
So it's hard to eliminate it.
Yeah, so it really slows digestion down, and when that's sitting inside our intestines, not moving fast, guess what it does? It rots, exactly. So if it's rotting in there, which it is in most of us that our digestion is slow, it putrefies and we have a leaky gut. What happens to all that rotting juice goes into where? Into your blood, right? So that's why we want to get meat out of there. We want to get the gut healthier before we start eating meat again, okay? So eat unlimited raw organic fruits and vegetables, particularly green leafy vegetables. I've had a few salads lately, just let me know. Okay. Why do we want raw and organic as much as possible? Any idea?
It's cleaner.
Yeah, it's cleaner, exactly. So the whole process is, our purpose is to not have toxins go in the body. We don't want things grown with herbicides and pesticides. So we want to shoot for organic and green because that's what's got the most nutrition in it, really. So you can steam it. Kale, red beets are great for detox. Swiss chard, my wife makes beautiful Swiss chard. Asparagus, cabbage, spinach, carrots, mushrooms, cucumbers, celery, broccoli. The more you eat this stuff, the more you're going to fall in love with it. And you want to drink at least 2 to 3 SP complete shakes per day, 5 at the most. I've never drank more than 3. I've been really full most days on just 2 or 3. Many times I get to the end of the day, between eating all the different salads, the third one isn't really even necessary for me. So, but even if you do, that's fine. But you can have up to 5. Supplements, SP Cleanse, 7 capsules 3 times a day for the first, how many days? For the first week, right? Without food, but with shakes or water. This is only for 1 week, remember, 1 week, and that's all the bottle will last you is 1 week. Gastrofiber, 3 capsules 3 times a day without food, but with shakes or water. And then you can use tuna omega oil. I'm not real fond of the tuna because it's a large fish. I recommend Innate Choice, which is a brand that we carry in the office. It's a better type of fish oil in my opinion, but this company, they want to sell their product, I understand. Whole food fiber, this is one that my wife wanted in her kit, was the whole food fiber, and then she really didn't like it that much because it made her shakes a little chalky. So now I use the capsules here at the office. We kind of split 2 kits between home and away. And but I don't mind the whole food fiber. I think it's fine. But it's basically you just put it into your shake. It's a ground up type of fiber. But you want to increase your fiber. So days 11 through 12, eat 3 to 4 ounces, about the size and thickness of your palm, of meat, fish, poultry twice a day. We want, for our meats, you always want to try to get grass-fed. Any idea why? Yeah, no hormones, hopefully, if they're organic farmers or people that aren't giving them hormones. But why else? Grass-fed, anybody know? That's what they're meant to eat, right? I mean, they're grazers. They're meant to eat that stuff. So, and you want to. It's better for the amount of oils that are in the meat. So the omegas in the meat of animals is going to change when they start eating grains, and it's going to throw it out of balance. And we're trying to balance that in ourselves. Okay, so look for grass-fed. We've got a lot of sources for grass-fed meats around here, and we can help you with that. Eat an unlimited amount, like I said before, of fruits and vegetables, particularly the green leafies, twice as many vegetables as fruit, and same thing that I read before, and avoid all other foods. Okay, so if there's something else on your menu, you're just not gonna have it. It's what's here on this page, that's what you wanna have. Drink 2 to 3 of your SP completes. I've had 2 today so far. I don't know if I'll have a third. Supplements, SP green food. Now you're gonna take that twice a day, 5 capsules twice a day. So I've already had my 10 capsules for the day. I had 5 in the morning and I had 5 this afternoon. Gastro fiber, you take your 3 capsules still with a shake of water. I put an 8 choice in here, the fish oil and the probiotic, because you want to have your omega-3s and your omega-6s in good balance. The probiotic to keep your gut bacteria healthy. So I've done that through the whole process so far, 14 days in. Drink 8 8-ounce glasses of water a day. 64 ounces is a half a gallon of water. That's really not that much, is it?
No.
No, it's not. But you're going to have water in the vegetables, right? There's water in a lot of these vegetables, as well as there's water in your shakes that you're going to make. You can also have green tea. I mean, especially for somebody that is used to drinking a lot of coffee, this might help you break that habit and get off the caffeine. You know, I'll be honest with you. I was up to drinking a pretty good cup of coffee every day, and I really liked it. And it was kind of nice. I would get up and write my blog and have a cup of coffee on Monday morning. I kind of like that ritual. But now I don't. I've gotten off of it totally, and I feel better because I don't have that up and down, and my adrenals are a lot happier. So definitely good to do. Yeah, it's acceptable during the program. But spring water is the best thing you want to try to have. So we got you some spring water tonight. Foods to avoid. When in doubt, avoid anything not specifically listed. Always avoid margarine, spreads, corn oil, vegetable oil, Crisco, safflower oil, sunflower, all hydrogenated oils, all trans fats. Very important, okay? Very important. No caffeine or alcohol through the whole program. 21 days you can go without it. No coffee, no tobacco or other stimulants, no soft drinks. An alternative is mineral water mixed with non-sweetened juice. And if you're going to go to that, that doesn't even sound good to me. But some people say they got to add flavor in their water, but the reality is water is what you're meant to drink. Avoid nuts and beans and grains during this process. Avoid canned food. Frozen is fine, but fresh is best. Okay, so I know this time of year is a tough time because we're not in the heart of our growing season, so you may have to resort to some frozen stuff. That's totally fine. Okay, so again, here's a couple of great testimonies. I consider myself a healthy person, right? I look around the room, there's some people that look pretty healthy in here. Okay, I also know the importance of cleaning our body's filters. Over the past 5 years, I've progressively got away from the healthy diet. The program was a great kickstart for me to get back into a healthy lifestyle. Lost 10 pounds, 14.5 inches. Holy cow. They considered themselves healthy and they had to lose 14.5 inches. I feel great and look great. I continue to make healthy choices in my daily diet since the cleanse. This cleanse helped purify not just my body, but my mind and spirit too. Think about it. When you physiologically are feeling good and things are working good, what are your thoughts like? And your connections are going to be so much better with other people, right? The program is a great reminder of how to eat with consciousness. It was also very satisfying to instate control over my cravings. Some people feel so out of control, Okay. This is my 5th time doing the Purification program, and I feel the best I've ever felt. I lost the weight in the place I needed the most in the waist. I got back into a great sleeping pattern. I feel re-energized. The most surprising thing for me is the change in my morning routine. I used to drag myself out of bed at 7:15 for a 7:35 departure for work. I would have zero energy and my brain would be foggy. Half the time I would forget important things and start my day off grumpy. These are things that people tell me all the time. I feel foggy. I have brain fog. You ever feel like that? On day 5 of the detox, my body started waking up at 6:50 with a clear mind and energy, no alarm clock. That extra 25 minutes of quality time allows me to eat breakfast and enjoy a cup of green tea. I don't feel rushed and walk out the door relaxed. This in itself is worth gold to me. I think about people walking out and just, in a rush all the time. That's how everybody should leave for work. Okay. I'm not going to read this one either, but this guy was taking, or lady was taking way too many prescriptions, but you get the idea, right? It changed her life too, and so the whole point is that we want to replenish, refresh, and rejuvenate the body. And you know, in 21 days, you could be a different person. You literally can. Take off weight that you wanted to take off, or at least get a really good head start on it, and you know, gain a lot of health back. Now, a month from now, my real goal is to have a follow-up program where everybody comes back after doing it. Okay? And then I want to hear what you guys experience, for one, and two, I want to start you on the process of retaining what you gained and continuing to move into a better what's next, basically. I want to give you the what's next in February. How's that sound? The end of February. Okay, pretty good? Okay, so this is my last slide right here. This is what I've put together for you. We've customized emails specifically for you guys and to do this program. And we're going to provide daily guidance throughout the whole 21 days. And what I've done is I've shot videos with my wife in the kitchen, preparing meals, preparing shakes, and showing you exactly what we're eating and also what we're feeling. In other words, day one, this is how I felt. This is, how do you feel, Sandy? I got a headache today. Because like, she had a headache for the first couple of days. And then we realized, okay, we needed some protein, you know, because we're real active. You know, you can supplement with extra protein if you're very active, in other words, athletic. I still play basketball, I still lift weights. You know, my wife, you know, works out really hard and she runs around the house with the kids. So she needed a little extra protein. You know, the headaches go away when you get what your body needs. So endurance level goes up. And it's exactly what you guys need to do to be successful. So we put everything together to make this work for you. Now, the real trick is going to be up to you guys. Whether you actually came here tonight to just get some information, or you actually came here tonight to do something. That's what it comes down to. So what I've done also is I've looked at the cost of what the kit is, and that's what everybody wants to know. They normally sell for $230 some odd, $231 I think it is. And for anybody that wants me to order you a kit, I'll be able to get them for you for $199. So that's going to go on till Monday. All right, that'll be available till Monday. And then we're all going to start this next week. I'm shooting for like Wednesday for a start. That way we'll be done before the 28th, and I'm going to do this again. How's that sound? And at that point, you won't be ravenous anymore. No, I'm just kidding. So if anybody, you know, is serious about doing this whole thing, then see Leslie, and then she will put your name on a list. I have 2 kits that I've already ordered. I know that somebody will probably want those tonight, but I didn't want to order a lot of them yet until I know how many people really want